Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this. Guys, we got to talk about this Marquette game, this Marquette win at Villanova. The Golden Eagles go in to Finneran Pavilion. They jump out to a 15-2 lead. They were up by as many as 20 in the first half, blew that lead, and then found a way to come back and win 85-80 behind Goodman, 32 points. 9 assists, 6 rebounds, and 3 steals on 10 for 20 shooting and 5 of 8 shooting from 3 from your favorite point guard in college basketball, none other than Tyler Kolek. What do you make of Marquette's win?
I mean, he carried him. He absolutely carried him. Carried him early and then carried him late. And I love Kolek because, again, he has fun out there. You know, he's talking trash to the opposing fans and team. And, you know, you can do that when you go for 32, career high 32, by the way. He rebounds his position as well as just about any point guard in the country, including your boy, Tristan Newton. He's probably the best facilitator, I think, in the country, I would say. Just the way he kind of probes. He can play in the half court. He can push it. He can do everything. I mean, the kid can do everything. And again, there's no Cam Jones tonight. They go on the road. They beat a Villanova team that I know has been struggling. They've lost now 5 of 6, with the only win in that stretch being at home against DePaul. So it's not like you're saying, hey, this is a statement win. But again, it's still a win against Villanova on the road in the Big East. So Kolek, to me, I'm taking him over any other point guard in the country, bar none.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys that are in that conversation. I think I had a chance to see Isaiah Stevens out of Colorado State. That dude's really good. But I'd say Kolek they're 1A and 1B in my mind. And I mean that because Kolek, his vision is incredible. But to go for a 32 McNugget at Villanova when the team's coming back,
what is Rob
says
doing,
a lot about the event.
What I don't understand. Why does he have his hand over
I don't know. Go ahead, Rob. Go ahead and finish this. What is this?
Is this like an imaginary telephone?
You're talking about best point guards, and you're getting a long distance call from Tristan Newton. I'm just saying, like he's
not
a celebration when he makes it.
Trust me, it's a long there's no call. Way Tristan Newton is calling you.
No, yeah, there's. Here's the thing: Tristan Newton's very good, but those two, but Kolek and Steve, like they're creating everything on their own. Like some of these things, their offenses are geared around their playmaking ability. Tristan Newton's very good, not taking anything away, but the offense is a little bit different. So for the sake of the argument, I would go with those other two. But Kolek is special. I mean, Marquette fans, enjoy this kid for as long as you can because what he's able to do, the edge he brings. You want to talk about a perfect player-coach marriage, and that's Kolek and Shaka Smart. Both with an edge, both play a certain way. I'm going to be honest, guys. Villanova, coming into this year, everybody's like, well, look at this roster. Villanova's back. Look at this roster. Villanova's back. Like, hey, man, you lose what? What'd you say, 5 in a row? Four out of 5 or something like
5.
What is going on? Like, at some point, it ain't the players. Because that roster is loaded, and they spent a lot of cash to get that roster. They need to win. They need to start winning, and they're flirting with 500 over the course of the regular season, not in conference play, in the regular season. So I'm worried about that situation there at Villanova, considering the fact that they have so many good players on the roster. Who do they not compete with from a talent perspective in the Big East? UConn?
Yeah, I mean – UConn. Yeah, UConn. I mean, they don't have a point guard, although Mark Armstrong was good for a stretch tonight. But overall,
yeah, he's fine.
He's a backup. He's really more of a backup. The problem, it kind of looks like these guys just don't love play. Like, normally, I looked at Villanova over the years, and they're robots, right? They're robots because that's just kind of the way – and there was a joke about them. But, like, you could tell they love playing with one another, even though they didn't show a lot of emotion. You could see it after the games. At least I could see it when you're talking to them, interviewing them, around them. I just don't know if this team really enjoys playing with one another. And this is different. Listen, Villanova's done it on what? Evaluating, developing culture. It's hard to do that when you bring in all these transfers and with a coach who's unproven. And last year they struggled.
Jeff, I don't think it's just that. I think the biggest issue is that and I said this the other night, is that I think Jay Wright was maybe the best teacher of basketball that we've seen in the college ranks in decades, right? He just taught you how he wanted you to play. Like I've said this a million times. They didn't run offense. They didn't call sets. They didn't have plays. They just went out there and they played basketball, right? And when you are trying to replicate that, and if you watch Villanova play, like they're not out there running all of this fancy stuff. Like if you watch what Villanova does and you watch what UConn does, you look like you're watching two different sports on the offensive end of the floor.
Yeah.
And I don't think that you can do that. And this is not a knock on Kyle Neptune, but he's not Jay Wright when it comes to teaching. But nobody is Jay Wright when it comes to teaching the game. And I just don't think that you can try to do what Jay Wright was doing at the same level when you aren't elite at what Jay Wright was the best ever at. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, come up with what you want to do. You're not going to be able to do this whole, we're not running sets, we're just going to get paint touch and create closeouts when you don't have when you're not able to teach the guys the way that you want them to play. Does that make sense, Tio?
Yeah, it does. Well, that's absolutely right. And then another portion of that too is they've forgotten about some of their habits. Like the things that Eric Dixon would do when Jay Wright was there, foul call that you didn't agree with, immediately you start clapping. It was almost that was the benchmark of how their behavior was whenever times were stressful, whenever they got irritated with anything, they would start clapping. The whole team would. There would never be a look towards an official. There'd never been anything. They've lost that. The ball goes into the post. Everybody continuously moving around the perimeter, screening on the opposite side. It's not there. It's not happening. There's a lot to be said there. Maybe Kyle Neptune needs to find what he's going to believe in and what he's going to coach. But it's not the same by any stretch of the imagination as what Jay Wright did, because all those small details were taken care of to such a dramatic effect under Jay Wright, where a lot of those habits are now gone. And they're small things. Like these are things that other coaches see. These are things that people that have played a long time, like the clapping of the hands, the guys who've been around it like you two, like people notice those things. They're no longer there. That's kind of the thing that kind of throws me off. The culture piece of Villanova that made Villanova so great for all those years is not really in play right now. And that's scary, quite frankly, because you've lost it in a year and a half. That's scary.
No, thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.